the stuff that everyone is raving about. But these drugs are nothing to rave about. These drugs aren't only dangerous to your mental and physical health, but can also cause issues like rape and kidnapping. People let this issue fly over their head all the time and look right past it. And we're here to change that. Instead of being behind the fight against these drugs, we want to be in front of the fight. And we want to educate our fellow peers and youth about these drugs, because if we stop them, if we stop the consumer, then we stop the problem.
What are club drugs? Club drugs are any type of drugs taken at parties, nightclubs, and raves. Some examples of these drugs include meth, LSD or acid, ecstasy, and Rohypnol. These drugs are taken by people because they want to be more of a party animal, or someone slips a pill into their drink unknowingly.
Now the problem with club drugs is that once they're in your body, there's nothing you can do to stop the effects of these drugs. People that take these drugs will soon do some very uncharacteristic things. Also, some people's bodies have a reaction caused by these drugs that can cause them to die. These strange acts can put themselves in danger and possibly even others.
A study on rave attenders in Chicago found that 48.9% of them had used any club drugs. 29.8% used LSD, 27.7% used ecstasy, and 8.5% used methamphetamines. Rave attenders use club drugs with other drugs such as marijuana, alcohol, and cocaine crack, which can make these drugs even more dangerous.
Now you're probably asking yourself, what do these drugs even do to your body? And the common outcome of these drugs is the person who takes them forgets what happened, or they pass out from the effects. And these drugs cause women to not be able to say no to sex because they don't know what is going on. And if the girls do find out they were raped or sexually assaulted, then they don't tell anyone because either they feel like it's their fault, or because they chose to take the drugs, or they're scared that no one will care because people tell them they shouldn't have done the drugs in the first place. Another major issue is human trafficking. People will go to nightclubs or random people's parties, have no idea what they will be doing there. Sick people will try to drug others and get them immensely drunk and try to take them after without anyone noticing.
Many wonder how teenagers even get these drugs in the first place. Most people will tell you that it's relatively easy to get these drugs, like ecstasy, because they're quite cheap. One pill of ecstasy is worth $5 US. Now research says that these drugs are getting more and more popular in 8th, 10th, and 12th grade. As of 2013, with illicit drugs, 20% of 8th graders have tried this. These are 13 and 14-year-olds taking hallucinogens. Illicit drugs are used by 39% of 10th graders, so there is a pretty big jump in between 2 years, and that is most likely because of peer pressure and influences. For 12th graders, around 50% of them have tried or used illicit drugs.
These numbers show that these drugs are very common throughout a teenager's high school career. What teens don't realize when they use these drugs is that they should not be used to have fun. These drugs should never be taken lightly. They can turn a simple life into a tragedy. And the sad part is that teens and adults keep wanting more and more. Dr. James Bell has said that once one drug is gone, another pops up.
It only takes one time to make a bad decision and to lose your dignity. Don't let that one time take your life away.
So here's what we want you guys to do. Simply educate your friends, family, and even strangers. Also, in school systems, we could start clubs or groups at school or even in our city, which could help people who are addicted to these drugs and educate people who want to know more about these drugs.
We all know there's law enforcement after raves or parties, but is there enough? By simply adding more law enforcement, we could reduce the risk of rape or sex trafficking by possibly half. Lastly, a couple of years ago, 4 college students from North Carolina University created nail polish that could change colors if there was a club drug or date rape drug in their drink by simply stirring their finger in the drink.
If we were to sell this nail polish all over the world, we could reduce the risk of rape or human trafficking by a very large amount.
So please help us. Please help this problem.
It's time to wake up. We need to stop hiding behind the curtains. We need to open our eyes and see the light, because there are kids out there that need our help. But ask yourself, what will you do to help?
Put yourself in this position. If your child or a loved one was addicted to a club drug, what would you do?
Let's start a war, and let's fight these drugs.
Thank you for your time.